Glass Onion is the sequel to Knives Out and is once again written and directed by Rian Johnson and also has Daniel Craig returning as the role of Benoit Blanc, the world's greatest detective. Glass Onion was one of my most anticipated movies of 2022. Reason being is because Knives Out is one of my favorite mystery films of all time. I at least watch it 3 times a year since it came out, and I was beyond ecstatic to hear that a sequel was in development. This time around, instead of taking place in a mansion, Glass Onion takes place at a private island owned by billionaire Miles Braun, who invites all of his close friends to his island for a fun game of a murder dinner party. But things take a dark turn when an actual murder occurs on the island, so it's up to Detective Blanc to catch the killer before they strike again. Like I said guys, Glass Onion was one of the most anticipated movies of the year, so I went in with pretty high expectations. And I'm happy to say not only did Glass Onion meet those expectations, but I think they surpassed them as well. Now I'm not sure if this film is better than the first one or not, I have to see it a few more times to come up with that opinion, but god dang this is such a good movie. Let's talk about the cast real quick. Daniel Craig once again steals the show as Benoit Blanc. He adds so much to this character, from the way he talks, to his mannerisms, to how he reacts to certain situations. This is just all around a really great character and a really great performance. And similar to Knives Out, this movie is chock full of A-list actors that bring in their A-game, with the two standouts being Ed Norton, who plays this pretentious billionaire perfectly. In fact, you can definitely tell that he is a parody of a certain egotistical asshole billionaire. You know, one that happened to buy a specific social media platform recently. Take that as you will. And another standout was Janelle Monáe. Now I can't say why she stands out too much because it's kind of a spoiler to the story, but I will say that the plot does give her a very unique twist to her character and makes her performance be one of the best parts about the movie. And I mean, come on, Dave Bautista, how can you not love Dave Bautista? I love everything that he's in, or at least I love all of the characters that he plays. Even if he's in shitty movies, I love seeing Dave Bautista. He's so cool. I love him. Now, one of the main reasons why I was so hyped to see Glass Onion because I wanted to see how Rian Johnson flipped the script again for the murder mystery genre. Now, I won't spoil Knives Out if you haven't seen it already, but you know what I mean when I say that he flipped the script. And damn it, he does it again. I don't know how he did it, but holy shit, the twist in this movie is crazy. I won't spoil it, but god dang, it's so cool. And the writing in this movie is so freaking good. Like, holy shit, it's amazing. Like, there's this twist around the second act of the movie that flips the whole script on its head, to where you have this whole new perspective on all these characters and plot points and what's going on. It feels like you're watching a completely different movie, but in a good way. And I just love it when the film does that. I love how it subverts my expectations. It makes me have this whole new perspective about what's going on. It's just incredible. And I feel like that's how you should do murder mysteries. Have it to where when you rewatch the film, you have this whole and completely different experience and whole new perspective on what's going on. If Rian Johnson only makes murder mysteries from now on, I wouldn't complain, because I can guarantee he would find some way to spin the genre every single time. Now let's talk about Rian Johnson for a minute, because he is an absolute genius when it comes to storytelling. Like, the way he was able to add so much layer and so much depth to all of his characters, it's truly astounding that he was able to pull this off again after Knives Out. This is definitely a movie you need to see more than once, because there are so many little details that you're gonna miss on your first watch. There's so many layers to this movie, it's like an onion. A glass onion? Eh?
Layers! Onions have layers.
Now when it comes to complaints, I only have one very minor one, and that's being the runtime. The movie is a little long, clocking at almost 2.5 hours, but there was never a time I was looking at my watch hoping the movie would end, but I do think the film could have been condensed down to maybe 2 hours or so. I don't know, like I said, this is a very minor complaint. Like, I have no issue with the movie being long, I just feel like it could have been condensed down to a shorter runtime. And I kid you not, that's like my only complaints about the movie. I loved so much about Glass Onion, from the directing, to the writing, to the storytelling, to the acting. Like, everything about this movie was just astounding, and I cannot wait to go and see it again. And I highly recommend that you guys go out and see it too. Guys, I want to thank you so much for watching. If this is your first time here and you like what you've seen, make sure to subscribe for more content. And have you seen Glass Onion? What did you think about it? Be sure to let me know in the comments down below. I hope you all have a fantastic night. Take care.